What in the crackerjack is Sophon? When this project first popped up, it was such a mystery. Didn't really know who it was, but they raised millions of dollars. Got almost 100,000 followers on Twitter. Luckily, we have much more information now. We definitely know what it is, what they're building, and all that fun stuff. So first off, a couple of folks involved. Seb, he is the co-founder, was working with ZkSync, building that layer 2 blockchain on Ethereum. And then Pentoshi, who's got 785,000 followers, also a co-founder, and being advised by Merit Circle. If you don't know who Merit Circle is, they are doing so much with just the video game industry, basically on the Web3 side of things, making sure payments, is kind of a big part with Beam, bringing that Web 2 money into Web 3. So let's go over a little bit of what Sophon is. First off, just want to mention I do have a couple of whitelist spots left, so my Discord link is down below if you want to jump in there. I'm going to figure out how to give away some of these whitelist spots. That is currently going on now. Public sale is on the 30th of April. My time, Mountain Time, is at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 a.m. Purchasing currency is Wrap ETH, and the chain is ZkSync. So let's go into a little bit about what Sophon is. So in short, Sophon is a layer 2. It is a entertainment-focused modular layer 2 that's built on the ZkSync hyperchain. So they're really leveraging the ZK stack. This is something that's definitely gotten some big news recently, just because for the layer 2 Ethereum chain, it's definitely cruising along really well. And of course, we all know hyperchain. As soon as all these things go online with Web3 blockchain, I mean, things are just going to blast off. They have some big collabs, huge raises already. Paper Ventures, Spartan Maven 11, 7x Ventures, OKX, Hubi, Asception, Matter Labs. So tons and tons of big VCs on here. Angel investors, Luca Nets, and Stany Kluchoff. So my point is, talking about this, they have a ton of backing already. Essentially what they're rolling out is they obviously need these Sophon nodes. These Sophon nodes are going to be proof of authority. That's how they're going to work. So it's going to be decentralizing basically the chain, right? And the plan is to, of course, sell around 200,000 of these nodes. Now, we say 200,000 nodes, obviously I don't think all those are going to sell. It is a very basically same kind of model as Aether if you were around during that time. And for Aether, they had a very specific page, which we'll show right here. This is kind of what the Aether node sale page has looked like. So it's going to look the same, okay? So if you're involved in that, you have a heads up already of how things are going to kind of work. Now, the 20% of that Soph token is going to be over a 3-year time frame linearly. And of course, they will also be able to earn transaction fees, and that's going to be really simple to calculate. And the nodes, very low technical lift, so it's expected that most users are obviously going to be able to, put them on their simple devices, VPSs, whatever it is that you use. So we're estimating around Q2, Q3 for the ZkSync enabled proof of authority hyperchains to come online, and then running a node on Sophon obviously is going to be contributing to that decentralization. There's the revenue, that's obviously number of transactions times your transaction fee. So, of course, the Soph token is what's going to be paid out as the native token for the Sophon network. That is, of course, building using that ZK stack. And, of course, that's going to be just kind of your reward. So the tokenomics, everybody always wants to know this, right? So 20% is node rewards. Investors, about 20%. Advisors, 5%. Sophon Foundation, 25%. And ecosystem reserve, 30%. So, of course, people are going to want to know, okay, well, what does that mean from a vesting standpoint? So let's pop over to the vesting real quick. The seed investors, they have a 1-year cliff. That means they can't sell at all for any reason or be getting token for an entire year after investing. After that, they have a 2-year linear distribution of the token. The team also has a 1-year cliff, 3-year linear, and then the ecosystem has just a 5-year linear starting off right away. And the node operators start off right away with 3-year linear rewards with a 3-month redeem cliff, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. So going back, moving along through the tokenomics here is some of the folks that are involved. We have Seb, CEO, co-founder, Pentoshi, CMO, co-founder, Tom, CTO, co-founder, and then big one here is, where is our lead advisor? Mark from Circle Merit is our big kind of advisor. So definitely some big names. If you want to kind of look at just the way it is kind of established here with our hyperchains and our ZkSync era, and then the shared bridge with the layer 1 Ethereum. Basically, the whole point of this is supposed to really bring down fees using a blockchain. So of course that blockchains can be utilized even more, and it's not going to clog everything up and cost an insane amount of money. So Matter Labs, just another name thrown out there. They basically have everybody who is like the experts in ZkSync are on board with this project. So huge project, definitely going to be like the leader on ZkSync for everything, gaming, media, all that fun stuff. Matter Labs, you know, they raised a total of 250 million from these folks. And of course, you know, them being plugged in with Sophon is obviously just going to take Sophon basically to their new levels. So like I said, it was really funny. Go to market. They just like popped up this page and they had like 85,000 followers on Twitter with like no information at all. 2 million wallet signups already. And they have 40 to 50 initial D-apps that have already had some significant traction for onboarding onto the Sophon chain. So essentially, everybody wants to know, right? How does the node sale kind of breaking down? Well, it's just like Aether. So if you're around for Aether, it's just like it. Why? Because Sophon has enabled Impossible Finance to run their node sale, and they're the ones who ran the Aether node sale as well. Oh, did I mention Sophon's also working hand in hand with Aether as well? So for Aether, have all the GPU processing and everything, and then of course with Sophon, the ZkSync layer 2 roll up here. I mean, I think they're really primed for some pretty good success with this. So starting off, essentially, you know, when I did Aether, I was up at 3 a.m., tried to like click. I'm really good at clicking through pretty fast and stuff. I did get a couple of nodes at tier 9 with Aether. When the public sale does go open, there are a few licenses, you know, starting at tier 1. However, of course, with bots and everything else, there's like no chance a typical user is going to be able to get any of those. My like advice to you is, if you really do get up and you're ready at 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. Eastern time, I would shoot for like tier 6 or tier 7, because of course, if you try to shoot for tier 1, tier 2, and you don't make it, obviously these other like 4, 5, 6 tiers are going to be totally sold out right away. And then you're just going to have to, you know, go down to like tier 9 or something to maybe get lucky. So it really is, you got to like click fast. That's kind of the name of the game with it. Honestly, because of how many tiers there are, if you think about it, Aether's on like tier 34 or something. I mean, they did incredibly well, pretty insane. So if Sophon does something similar to that, I'd say honestly, it's probably worth it all the way, you know, maybe to tier 20, depending on just, and knowing that. So it is just like Aether in the sense that you have to KYC to pull your rewards off of your nodes. And what that means is if you have a Palau ID, which I talked about in the Aether videos, then you're like good to go. Okay, they did confirm you can have a Palau ID for your KYC. And what that is you pay like 250 bucks for a Palau ID. It's a little island over in the Pacific. It does not change your citizenship. So you don't have citizenship there. You don't lose your citizenship in the United States, anything weird like that. It's literally just another way to basically KYC. And then of course, for the rewards, there is a 3-month kind of like vesting. You can think about it. So there's a 75% penalty if you pull tokens that are only 30 to 60 days old off of your node, 50% penalty from 60 to 90 days. And then of course, after that 90 days, it's 0% penalty to pull off any of those rewards. So I like that number. That's not too crazy, not too long or anything, like a 6-month kind of deal or anything like that. So anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments about Sophon here, whether we think this can be a kind of big contender. I definitely think it can be. And of course, if you want to try to snatch one of those like tier 9 whitelists from me, go ahead and jump in the Discord. And as always, stay warm, Wookiees.